Hello, friends, and hello, our favorite jealous hater, Apoc. How are you doing tonight?
What's up, guys? How's it going?
So, today we are going to be looking at a video titled something along the lines of Why We Almost Broke Up, which is from about 6 months ago. It's from October 2021 from Okbaby. As we know now, obviously they have broken up. So, I figured it would probably be fun for us to do a little bit of a retro react and see what they exhibited their problems in the relationship as several months ago. Because, as we know, Kira has been wanting to break off the relationship for a long time before she actually broke up with Oscar. I thought that this video was probably a good thing for us to look at given the recent event.
I've covered this video before. It's just so funny to see or hear the things that they say, like within these clips, and then kind of like apply them to like what's going on now. It's just so ass backward and just goes to show that they've always had these issues. They just played pretend for the longest time.
If we could have done anything different, what would you do?
In life? I would have not responded to the text that you sent me.
So in this clip, I kind of find it funny how Oscar's immediate reaction is that he wished he wouldn't have responded to the text message that Kira sent him. Him saying that he wished he wouldn't have responded to that text message, which then would have jump-started their kind of relationship and then they got pregnant with Levi. It's kind of funny how they're joking about it now, but when we think about the context in the timeline of when this is happening, I feel like there's kind of a chance that this is not a total joke because
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Kira was sabotaging the relationship at this point. Like she has said herself that she is sabotaging the relationship to try to get Oscar to break up with her.
Yeah, and put all the guilt on him, which is extremely fucked up.
That's why I included this clip is because he's saying like, oh, I wish I would have never responded to your text. I wish I would have never started this thing, which could be a lighthearted thing, but in light of recent events, I kind of feel like there may be a little bit more to it than just it's a joke.
Yeah, well, on several occasions as well, they've done this before where they kind of throw like these like little jabs in a way that kind of seem harmless and kind of seem like a joke. But with everything that has unfolded, I don't think it's a joke. I think he actually meant that because he said he was unhappy too. So I'm just gonna speculate and assume that he actually did mean that.
I never make jokes with my significant other being like, oh my gosh, I wish I would have never met you. Ha ha, hee hee. It's so funny. I assume you don't do that with your wife as well, being like, oh my gosh, I wish
No,
I would have never met you.
no, I just do the like BRB, I gotta go get milk for 20 years joke.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I don't actually like throw these little jabs. Goes, man, I really wish I never met you. Like that would if I said that, like she knows I'm joking when I say like, oh, BRB, gotta go get milk. But if I said something like, I wish I never met you, it would hurt her feelings.
It's a little weird for sure.
Yeah, it's an off-putting joke.
Why did you decide to keep your friendships off social media? That is a great question. Because I realized it's hard. People are so dramatic on social media about those types of things. So like if you share one thing and then you don't share them the next day, they're like,
you guys must have literally gotten in a fist fight and killed each other, came back to life, and you never spoke again.
like something just so
Well, I also feel like
crazy.
the comments get to your friends too. Like I feel like multiple of your
Yeah.
friends have like read stuff and been like, "Hey, is this true?" And it's like, "No." Like, what the hell?
My non YouTube friends, yes. I mean, I don't hide it either, but I just don't like show it as much. Which is funny because that's like the one thing that I keep more personal. I feel like I'm pretty open, but my friendships is one thing I actually have become more private with.
I'm interested to hear your opinion on this clip, given the current circumstances of Kira's online friendship.
The first thing that comes to mind is maybe the reason why she doesn't want to show off her friendships is for one, she doesn't have a lot of friends. And for two, because she doesn't want to showcase what goes into those friendships because Kira is very, very toxic when it comes to relationships and friendships. And she is somebody who just wants yes men to be in her life to enable all of her shitty behavior and do whatever she says without question. Doesn't want to be judged, none of that. So maybe the reason why she wants to keep it offline is because she doesn't want anybody to see how she treats her friends because obviously no one's sticking around. Karen's gone. It's looking like Alyssa's gone. Kyla's gone. And nothing's been posted about Hannah recently. Is Hannah gone now? It kind of looks like Kira is now pushing away anyone and everyone within her life. I mean, I think one of the lives I posted about her, she said that she was like lonely or whatever because she hasn't had like any adult interaction in like a week. That's because she doesn't have any fucking friends left.
From this clip, I kind of get the vibe that Kira's saying that she has friendships that are completely offline. And that may be true, but the friendships that we've seen that are people that were previously offline that came into her life, usually via being a nanny for them, that then she brought into the online sphere, they don't last. Kyla started out as a nanny. She used to be in the vlogs all the time. Now she is nowhere to be seen. Hannah, you know, she used to help with care for the children, and then they started doing the podcast together. She was in the vlogs a lot, and now we don't even know where Hannah is.
No.
I'm not really super believing that Kira has all these friendships that she's leaving offline. The friendships that she brings online, they never last. And we see them be really, really strong. They're always very consistent and they're very prevalent. And then they just fall off one day and nobody ever gets an explanation. Everybody's really obsessing about Kira and Karen's friendship. And most recently, Kira and Hannah's friendship, because they had a podcast which is now on indefinite hiatus with no explanation.
Yeah, exactly. Kira's known as like the friendship hopper. She'll have one best friend at one point in time and have a super strong relationship with them, and they'll be consistently in the vlogs, consistently mentioned. But then like when something doesn't work out, all of a sudden they completely disappear. What it looks like is Kira's friends with them until they get wise, and then when they get wise, they want to dip out, and then they're never talked about ever again.
Oscar and I had almost separated at one point, pretty much. I mean, we didn't really talk about it. It never got to the point of us talking about separating, but we went through a very rough patch. How did we overcome that?
Yeah, when I was super serious about it, I feel like you were very serious. Like, oh, okay, like maybe this needs to stop. Mm-hmm. And I mean, I still like had to like obviously, what is it called? Meet in the middle, and work on my own things too. But it was kind of just one last like it was like an ultimatum at that point. I felt like you know what I mean? It was like this is gonna happen if you don't stop doing, or at that time I was blaming you, but if you don't stop doing X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
And then you were like, okay, and like we fought about it for a little bit, and then the next day we woke up and like I felt like instantly we started working on those things. Yeah.
I think that it's kind of interesting because we both have very different times in our relationship. Like that to you is what comes to mind.
Oh,
but
for
to
you,
me it's a
different
completely different point in our relationship.
Oh, how funny.
But I think that like
never thought of it that way.
Oscar and I don't feel like we ever.
Wait, so what happened for you? What helped? Like, because for me, I felt like you started working on the things I asked. What do you think fixed it for you towards me?
We moved. That whatever was going on with you helped with you.
Like in the move helped?
Yeah. Me and you have never really, we don't say like, oh, let's break up or I'm leaving you or you know.
No, that's very serious at that point. It's like,
yeah, I think that it showed seriousness of like, oh crap, you know, like this is real. Yeah.
I do feel like every time we go through a really rocky point, somehow life pushes us back together.
Yeah.
Like we went through a rocky point, which I feel like we didn't even talk about or never even brought up. Right before I broke my back, we were going through a little rocky point. And then I broke it. Yeah, and then I broke it because you were like, I was like getting obsessed with, I don't know, doing stuff again. Anyways, I broke it. We were forced to hang out. Like, not that I'm forced to hang out with you, but we sat at home.
Because we weren't distracted by life. We only had each other at that point, and then we kind of like refound each other. I see what you mean.
Or like when we moved or whatever. Or
yeah.
He's like, we were forced to hang out with each other. I'm not saying that we were forced, but we were.
There's so much to talk about in this clip. I know it was really long. I think a big problem that you and I and a lot of other people had with the breakup video was them asking each other questions as if they hadn't discussed them before. And even in this clip right now, Oscar is saying, okay, so what point was this an issue for you? Like, blah, blah, blah. And they even say their communication was garbage, that they had no communication. They weren't even talking about it. And yet life forced them together. I guess since they've broken up now, based on this clip, that life couldn't force them together anymore. Oscar is saying that they only were able to continue their relationship because he broke his back and he was stuck home. Like that would make me feel so bad if I knew that my significant other was only staying with me because he was basically forced to be with me.
Right. And he's like, I'm not saying that I was forced to be with you, but I was. This is the prime example of what we're talking about how they don't communicate at all. They were talking about different situations where they were having their issues and their different perspectives. They weren't even on the same page. They were talking about different fucking things.
And they even said that they didn't talk about it. They even said, we just kind of had this feeling.
Yeah.
And then they didn't even really talk about. And then Oscar mentions ultimatums, which he didn't really specify on. We all know that their communication between them as like partners and as parents is not the best.
Kira gave Oscar an ultimatum. So what does that entail? I mean, I'm assuming that it's, hey, if you don't stop this, then I'm going to leave you. That's what we can say. That's what that was. But I thought you didn't talk to each other. You show here this whole thing that you don't talk to each other. But then you talk about ultimatums. And then you also mentioned how you were working on the things that Kira pointed out for you, and she was working on things that you pointed out to her. What were those things? If you don't communicate and you don't know each other's perspectives, then how the hell were you working on your relationship at all?
And they also say that the move helped a lot. Like, if your relationship is not the move, I guess when they moved houses, if your relationship isn't stable in one house, I'm not exactly sure how much a move into another house is really going to solidify and strengthen your relationship that much. Like, that just doesn't make sense to me, because you're still going to be sleeping in the same room.
Right.
You still have the same amount of children, maybe money, I guess, as far as like bills and expenses, but like,
what does that change about the relationship?
Exactly.
Like maybe it just comes down to that they didn't have to spend as much time together. You know what I mean? One was moving stuff, the other one was watching the kids. Maybe that's what it was.
That may be the case, honestly.
They admit they can't even be in the same room with each other. So
True.
Who's to say? You think they're gonna be able to be in a fucking moving van? Nah.
And it seems like from their recent breakup that the same issues that they're mentioning in this video persisted. They never really got solved.
Are you sad you didn't get to live out your 20s? That's a good one.
No, I'm living them right now.
Yeah, I think for me, I mean, I did a lot of like partying and all of that in high school. So I feel, or like right at the end of high school. So I feel like I got that way, and I hated it. But I don't think we're living our 20s like normal 20-year-olds. I mean, we have 4 kids and we're 24. But I also think like this is exactly where I wanted to be. This is what I pictured my 20s as. But what I'm assuming you're referring to is like typical 20s college parties, girlfriends, boyfriends, making poor choices.
I would say I want a little more excitement, but not in that way.
I do wish that we had a little bit more freedom. Obviously, with 4 toddlers, we're really like
drowning.
Yeah, but other than that, we're doing just fine. Yeah. We have our heads like this above water.
Dude, I know you have a lot to say.
Oh, I gotta redo this video on my channel. Holy shit.
This is why I was like, we need to look at this one again. I am 24 right now, and I cannot imagine having 4 children. Things happen. I'm not doubting anybody that has 4 children at 24, but in these people's certain circumstance, from all accounts, from all different perspectives, it really feels like Kira really did want to get out because she was feeling FOMO, fear of missing out, really, really bad.
Bro, she literally just fucking said that she was living the life that she wanted to live. She just said it again. It was on her post on Instagram, and now it's here. And now she's saying it again. Now she's like, I don't, we're living our life. We're there, blah, blah, blah. But, bro, this video is from last year, right?
Yeah, October.
The same month as that post. Yet a couple months later, breaks up with Oscar for the opposite reasons as she just said. She said that she wasn't living her life that she wanted. This is so ass backwards. You're so confusing, Kira, because here you are saying things that you don't even need to say. Like, she didn't have to say this. If she's unhappy and she wants to hide it, fine. But she didn't need to say this. And then she just expects Oscar to know that something's wrong when she's making videos saying that nothing's wrong.
My personal opinion is that Kira is in a state of perpetual arrested development from when she got pregnant with Levi. She's talking about, oh, well, I partied in high school, so I don't really need to party anymore. Yet, right now,
what she want to do?
That's kind of what she says that she wants to do. You and Paige made a video just a few days ago about how Oscar is out like living his best life. He's out partying. He's having fun with his friends. Like, he's going out to different places. He's traveling. And Kira's probably like a little bit bitter about it, if we're being honest.
Oscar's doing that right now. outliving his best life. Well, he just said in that video that he's living his 20s. He's like, we're living it right now. What are you talking about? But now after the breakup, you know, less than half a year later, he's doing all the things that they said that they didn't like want to do, basically, because they said they're living their happy life. If this isn't proof that both of them lied in the breakup video and the breakup Q&A video, like, I don't know what will. Like, this is just spelling it out for everyone.
For the record, this is also not the first, like, we almost broke up or how we overcame our breakup video that they have published.
There's a few of them. There's more.
There's a few of them for sure.
There's at least half a dozen.
You can absolutely find a way to have fun in your 20s, even if you're a parent. You and I discussed previously how I felt like Kira didn't really want to go to the party, but she still wanted to be invited.
Yeah, bro, I'm confused as fuck.
It's so back and forth.
It just goes to show that Kira's a, you know, pathological liar. I mean, this is literally like 3 months roughly for the breakup.
And during this time, based on what they've said publicly, I think during this time that they were filming this, Kira was sabotaging their relationship, right?
Yeah, actively, yeah. So this is that year that she was talking about. This is within the year. Actually, it's deep into the year that she said that she was having an issue with Oscar. Also the time where she was trying to sabotage the relationship with Oscar to put all the guilt on him so that he would break up with her so that she didn't have to do it, which again is really messed up. Then you post a video like this where you say that nothing's wrong. Like, fuck, man. I mean, talk about like gaslighting Oscar to the fullest, confusing the hell out of him. I mean, you expect him to know things are wrong, but then you say that things aren't wrong. Like, you are like really messing with his like reality.
And I would really like to see you revisit this video because I cut out a lot. I just gathered like a few clips, but I would really like to see you revisit this video given what's happened in recent
the full
times.
Apoc treatment.
Give it the full Apoc treatment.
Now I want to make another video on it.
You should do it. Well, guys, that's all we have for you today. Everybody give a round of applause and a big thank you to our favorite jealous hater, Apoc. You're on this side. Our favorite jealous hater, Apoc.
Yeah, new merch coming.
Oh, new merch coming. Are you going to announce that on my channel or your channel?
We'll announce it right here.
New merch. Apoc is coming out with merch. It's going to be the best. It's not going to be ugly or else I will not promote it on my channel. If you guys are interested, keep an eye out for Apoc's merch and we will have more collabs coming soon.
Yep. All right. We'll catch you guys later.
See ya.
Bye.